So I guess this is really a time for me to explore different outlets, different healthy outlets. Welcome back to Rawlness Without Hesitation, which is brought to you by Kay's Choices Co., a mental health clothing line that would like to help others find comfort and confidence in making their mental health a priority. So this week I wanted to talk a little bit about, we've discussed already, but how working out really helps with your mental health. So I know that this is kind of being preached all over the place right now, but I think it's for good reason. It's valid. And like I said, we've touched base on this already before. In the last few weeks, I had my wisdom teeth pulled, and one of them needs like longer healing. And my dentist has let me know that he needs me to take a break from like intense workouts because one of them opened back up. And so he needed it to like re-heal or seal or whatever. So basically, I've only been able to do a very limited amount of working out. Now, I'm not like this fitness junkie. I mean, I do enjoy working out, and I want to say maybe it's a topic of convo I have pretty often, but I'm definitely not one of the people who I don't have like fitness goals anymore. I just like to work out when I feel like I need to work out. I always love how I feel afterwards. I don't love how I feel during. I don't love how I feel before when I'm trying to motivate myself. But afterwards, I always feel amazing. So that's kind of like where I try to keep my headspace, is like I'm aiming for that after feeling, that post-workout. In the last few weeks, though, since I haven't been able to do so, it's been really difficult for me with my mental health and my emotional health because it just so happened to also be a course of two of the most difficult weeks of my life, really. Some unexpected and sudden situations and circumstances hit my family. And I don't just mean my husband and children. I mean like my siblings, my mother, and my extended family as well. So during those few weeks, man, like, oh Lord, I have a ridiculous amount of buildup in me, and I'm like trying to go through these emotions, whether it's like sadness or anger, frustration, confusion. What we're dealing with is grief. We're dealing with a major loss in our family, and it's my first time having to deal with the loss of somebody passing, that I loved, that was a family member. So I know there are different types of grief, and I feel like I've dealt with grief before, but not this type. And I cannot believe that people have dealt with this multiple times and have been able to work through it and are still dealing with it on a daily basis. I definitely feel for you guys, for anybody who can relate, and I'm so sorry that you're able to relate in general. So in the last few weeks, some people turn to drugs, some turn to alcohol, some turn to, I don't know, everybody has a different way that they release. And so I feel like working out is a positive one. It's one of the only positive ones. Another one for me would be singing, but I'm just not that good anymore. I used to sing a lot when I was younger, and you hear that raspiness in my voice right now. I don't know where it came from, but at some point it just like became part of my voice, and it doesn't really work with singing anymore. So working out is where I want to release. And because I'm not capable of doing it, I am going insane. Like I have this buildup, man, and it's like a roller coaster of emotions because I don't know what I'm going to feel when I'm going to feel it. It's literally a roller coaster. It's like a rush, and then suddenly I'm fine. And sometimes I'm numb, like it's unpredictable. It's very unpredictable. And again, unfortunately, there are people who can relate to this. And so I'm looking for a different way. I'm just trying to maybe do some walks or a quick little jog, maybe a couple push-ups here and there. But I was taking a Krav Maga class. If you don't know what Krav Maga is, it's a form of martial arts that I started getting involved in a couple of months ago. And every class is intense. So I haven't even been able to take those classes because there isn't a way for me to take the class without the possibility of being hit or injuring myself one way or another, like on my face. And so that's one of the things I love about the class, is that it's intense and that I'm probably going to leave the class sore and hurt. But because of my mouth, I'm not able to do it. I have not been able to take any of the classes. If you can hear the frustration in my voice, it's valid, okay? I'm very bothered. And I was doing insanity workouts with my father also. If you don't know what insanity workouts are, look them up because they're very intense also. It's like a series of videos that, maybe like old school videos you throw onto your DVD player or onto your computer or whatever. So my father lives maybe like 30 minutes, not really, like 20 minutes from me. And I was going to his house, trying to go once or twice a week. But if I couldn't make it, I would do it like on Zoom on FaceTime with him. And they're crazy. It's hardcore cardio, very intense, but it's all fun. It's all fun. And it was a great workout. So I haven't been able to do that or the Krav Maga, or even like really push myself for running because I haven't run for so long that I can't get to an intense level of running that quickly. Like I have to build up to it. So I don't really know what to do with my freaking energy right now. Sometimes I'm just so angry. And then other times I'm really, really sad and I just want to stay in bed. But when that anger comes out, well, it doesn't come out, but when that anger like rises inside me, I can't explode. I don't know what to do. So I'm just trying to literally do like push-ups. But I also can only do a certain amount before I literally like fall apart. So as I've had to force myself to take a break from all of this, I'm really realizing what a difference it makes. It's just another reminder because my stress is building. And I was able to manage my stress by honestly, not even regularly, by working out. And it would be maybe once or twice a week. Like I didn't have a schedule, but I know that if I did, it would have been more beneficial. But I was really working on managing my stress and it was great. Like the other outlet, I guess, is my counseling. However, I've not been doing that either. The last few weeks. And that's probably because it's scary to face those emotions, like in general, but also in the middle of dealing with something like super difficult. I haven't found it in myself. Got to give me a second here. I haven't found it in myself to speak openly about the pain, And like I said, I'm sorry, a lot of people could probably relate to this. If you can, I wish you didn't. I wish you could not relate to this. And if you can't relate to it, I'm so thankful that you can't. And I hope you never have to. So counseling, I haven't been able to face yet because it's scary. My counselor's being very patient with me, and she's let me know that like when I'm ready to let her know. So that's fantastic. And then my working out, I can't do. So I'm kind of sitting here with all these emotions and I'm kind of at a loss. I think I just don't know what else to do. So I guess this is really a time for me to explore different outlets, different healthy outlets, or angry. I just breathe. I just focus on my breathing. And I tell myself that it's going to be okay. This is going to pass. It's just an emotion. This emotion is going to pass. Feel it. Let yourself be angry. Let yourself be anxious. Ask yourself what you're angry about. What are you anxious about? Like, is there anything you can do to change it in this moment? Whatever it is that you're angry about. Like, I'm angry that my loved one passed. Is there anything I can do about it? No. Okay. Do I deserve to be angry? Yes, I do deserve to be angry. Would my loved one want me to be angry? No, my loved one wouldn't. So let go of that anger. Don't ignore it. Don't distract yourself, but work through it. Breathe through it and remind yourself that it's going to be okay and you're going to be okay. So I've been doing a lot of that lately. I've been doing a lot of that lately, but it is working. It's working more than I thought it would, but I'm so grateful that I've had to turn to find this new outlet because it allows me to share it with my children as well. Because working out might not work for everybody, and counseling might not work for everybody. And since I am being restricted from working out and then restricting myself from counseling, I've been able to find this other option, and it's so beneficial. I feel like I've preached this to people a lot, like this is what you have to do, this is what you have to do, but I've never had to do it. So now that I have to do it, it's working, and it makes me really proud of myself too, because I feel like, wow, you really brought yourself out of that. One of my sisters actually was with me a couple of weeks ago. Well, I was with multiple siblings, but one of my sisters that I was with during one of my panic attacks a few weeks ago, she turned to me after I breathed. I just sat there and I was breathing through it, and I was calming myself down because I wanted to be calm in this moment. And I did not want this panic attack to take over. So I did that, and then I went back to her side. One of the things for me when I'm dealing with a panic attack is I can't be touched. I don't want anybody to touch me. So I was holding her hand before my panic attack, and then I stepped away because I was having a panic attack. And when it was finished, I stepped forward and I held her hand again. And she said, "Good job." And in that moment, I was like, wow, like I did do a good job. It made me realize I was proud of myself. And this was one of my younger sisters too. So to have one of my younger sisters telling me good job, and that, she was proud of me in that moment, really, really flew me through the roof. I was very happy knowing that I was not only setting a good example for her and showing her that it is possible, but also to myself. I was showing myself look what you just did. You did that. And it felt amazing. And so I definitely had to practice that more and more as time went on. And now I feel like I've gotten it down pretty well. And I just have to add this into my list of things to do when I'm feeling these emotions, because if I'm in the middle of work and I'm feeling whatever emotion, I can't exactly jump onto the floor and do some push-ups. I can't call my counselor. This should have been one of the first things that I mastered. And I'm okay that it wasn't. We're all learning. This is the game of life where we're all learning at our own pace and doing what we know that we can do, and learning these new lessons and these new tools and putting them into action and figuring things out. We're all figuring things out. So it's okay with me that I feel like I'm learning this lesson late. I'm just happy that I'm learning it. I wish it was one of the first ones that I had learned, but I'm so thankful that I'm learning it now, because I have been also preaching it to my children, to my son and to my daughter, to two of them particularly, who I feel like need it more. And now that I'm able to practice it with them, it feels so much more genuine. like I can relate. I'm not only trying to teach them, I'm trying to show them as well. So I guess this episode has kind of just been talking about different outlets and different ways that we find outlets. I was kind of forced to find this new outlet, but everything happens for a reason. I believe in that. And I think that this was a very unfortunate way for me to be forced to learning this, but nonetheless, it was a lesson. That's one of the lessons that I've been learning during this difficult time for my family. And if you have any other outlets that you feel could work for somebody else as well, not just for yourself, not just for me, but really anybody, please feel free to email them in and share them with me, because I am always looking to learn new things. I don't think that I know everything. I don't think I know a lot of things. I think I just am still learning, and I enjoy sharing that knowledge with people. I am not licensed. I am no type of professional in the mental, emotional field, medical field at all. I'm just one human speaking to you as another human and hoping that you're able to take something from each of these episodes with you into your day that you can relate to or share with somebody else. Just to know that you're not alone. We can probably relate on a lot of different things. We just don't talk about them. People don't talk about real things like this. And I just want you to know that you can talk to me. You can talk to me about whatever you want. And I hope that you listening to these podcast episodes are not a waste, and that you are enjoying listening to them and really getting something from them, because I definitely appreciate your support. Don't forget that you are able to use any of your discount codes for K's Choices Co. on K's Choices Co. website, and check out all the little reminders that we do have to help you become more comfortable and build a bigger confidence in taking care of your own mental health and your emotional health for that matter as well. So thanks for listening in, and I can't wait to talk with you guys next week.